How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to run through the full weekend of Gallagher Premiership games. We've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, especially a big down for me, considering the Saints, they did end up losing in the last few minutes. But all in all, it was some pretty good rugby. So we're going to go through everything we're going to go through everything from the weekend, and I'm going to try and go through as much as I've actually, physically watched. I watched a lot of rugby this weekend, from the URC to top 14. So I wasn't able to catch all the games, but wow, we had some really good games over the weekend. So starting off the week on Friday, on Friday we had Harlequins versus Northampton. Now, honestly, I had the Saints to win this. I was hoping the Saints would win. Ultimately, Cleves had a completely different agenda, and he said, "You know what? Screw you guys. I'm going to score just before the game ends." And yeah, kind of threw a really big spanner in the works, which really frustrated me. But let's have a little breakdown, go through everything, and take it as it came. So Harlequins with tries from Cleves. He got two, 26th minute and 77th minute, Lauday 39th minute, and then Joseph on the 51st minute, and only one conversion from Evans on the 52nd minute. We then had tries from Northampton in Pearson on the 11th minute, Afar 29th, Seabrook 47, and then conversions from Makepeace on the 12th and 30th minute. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Seabrook, he's really made a good impact since he joined the Saints, and he's been putting in a lot of work. He's been getting regularly consistent in the tries. Obviously, he's making use of the time that he has, especially with pretty much every single squad right now being reduced and not at full strength. Obviously, big names like Freeman, obviously George Furbank is out injured. You had Henry Pollock, who got called up for the Six Nations. There are just so many players from the Saints, from the Harlequins. Obviously, the Harlequins were missing Marcus Smith big time, and everybody isn't as strong as they normally are. Obviously, we have the Six Nations coming up at the end of the week, but no excuse for the result. Everybody is weakened, and the Saints were they were in the driver's seat for this one, and they fluffed their lines, and look what happened. Cleves came in with a try, changed the game, and instead of getting a win, they ended up getting a loss. So very frustrating on that day. But all in all, I actually really enjoyed the game. Not the best of conditions, but I really enjoyed the game. And then we move into Saturday. So we had Gloucester versus Leicester. This was a pretty intense game and a pretty high scoring game as well. Gloucester did end up beating Leicester 38-31 in, I would say, pretty high scoring game, especially when it comes to tries. Not that many penalties were converted. I think it was just two penalties through the game. But otherwise, tries from, well, we go through Gloucester. Tries from Williams, Carreras, Clement, Harris, Blake, and then I think everything was converted by Carreras. And then Leicester tries from Perezi, Brown, Radwan, and Wells. And then, yes, Pollard, as always, just doing his job. Now, Pollard is genuinely going to be one player that I'm really going to really hate to see retire, because he's one of my favorite players to watch. He is so consistent. He's such a deadly kicker as well. And to me, he's probably the most clinical. I would say he probably is the most clinical kicker active to this day. And I know Thomas Ramos is up there, and boy, can that kick. But it might just me being a little bit biased in this aspect. But I feel Andre Pollard is the most proficient kicker in World Rugby at this moment. So yeah, and then obviously Pollard with a penalty on the 78th minute, but not enough. Not enough. Gloucester put in a very, very, very good performance. Obviously Toulouse put an absolute whipping to Leicester, so they already went in knowing that that was on their back, and then Gloucester come in strong and really, really put in a good performance. So yeah, that was a really, really good game to watch. Now I didn't manage to catch this next game, which was Exeter versus the Saracens. I heard it was good, and honestly, looking at the tries, it was some spectacular rugby. But was I expecting this result? No, 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 no. Exeter came through strong, and they put the work to the Saracens. I was expecting the Saracens to come in strong and really, really put in a good performance. But I don't know. The Saracens are just going from worse to worse to worse. Normally they're such a consistent and such a defensively strong team, but this is now their third loss in a row. So it's not an easy time for the Saracens, and it really is not an easy time to be a fan of the Saracens. I'll tell you what. But looking at both teams, Exeter, they were coming off of a loss streak as well. I think they were literally on a 3-loss streak, and then Saracens, yeah, they came off the two losses, but I could have sworn that they were going to come in strong and really, really put the work in on Exeter, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. So, well, let's go through the last six. So we go through Exeter, right? So obviously they just beat the Saracens 31-22. They lost to Ulster 52-24, which was a pretty good hiding. They lost to Bordeaux 69-17, another very good hiding. They lost to Leicester 28-15. And then the last time that they won was up against Gloucester 22-15 on the 29th of December, right? So it hasn't exactly been the best of starts to the year for Exeter, especially with Bordeaux and Ulster really putting the work through. But I guess they just had enough and they were like, you know what, today's the day. Today is the day, you know? And we look at the Saracens' last six. So obviously, Exeter 31-22 loss, Castres 32-24 loss, Munster 17-12 loss, and their last win was 35-26 up against Bristol, and that was on the 4th of January. So that's a pretty hard knock, right? And the Saracens are definitely, definitely going through a rough patch. Can they come out of it? Of course they can. Of course they can. Are they being hit heavily by the Six Nations? Of course they are. Is that an excuse? No. They should have done better, right? But hey, that's the loveliness of Premiership rugby. And although I don't like the RFU's rules and their salary caps, it does do its job and keep things very, very competitive. And as you can see, anybody can beat anyone on any given day. And Exeter put in the work, and they deservedly win, and they deservedly won. So let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below in relation to this game, because personally, I went into this game thinking Saracens are going to do a number on Exeter, but boy, was I wrong. Um, then we move into today. So today, again, I caught some of the games, but I'll tell you what, man. Bristol versus Newcastle. What a game! You want high scoring. You want a high scoring game. This is the game to watch. You want to show a game to your child. You want to show your game to your boy to say this will get you into rugby. This is the kind of game you show him. High flying, quick pace. Stacked with tries and just brilliant, brilliant performances. And it really, really came down to the thing of who is going to outscore who. And obviously, Bristol really put in their work today. And they showed Newcastle who's boss. They really, really did. So let's break down the tries. So Bristol, Please forgive me for this one. I have Ogre or Agre. 5th minute, Heward. He got 2 tries. 7th and 81st minute. Ravovo, who I absolutely love watching. 2 tries, 18th minute and 50th minute. Mata, 71st minute. Marmion, 73rd minute. Bailey, 76th minute. Are you seeing a pattern here? You know, maybe you're not seeing a pattern. Let me run it through with you. So first, Ogre, o Ogre, Ogre. 5th minute, nice early try, gets the game going, brilliant. Heward, 7th minute. Ooh, okay, they're following up on that first try. 18th minute, okay, got a bit of time. They're really working it. Mata, 71st minute. Oh, and it gets better. 2 minutes later, Marmion comes in for another try. 73rd minute. Oh, and then guess what? Bailey comes in like, oh no, you guys are having too much fun here. You guys are having far too much fun. Let me join the action. 76th minute. He gets a try. And then Hewitt is like, oh, you know what? This just isn't fair. I got to get on in this action. You know what? I'm going to leave it late. I'm going to score another one on the 81st minute. In the space of 10 minutes, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 tries in the space of 10 minutes. Talk about an absolute damn breakdown. I swear it's like some of these players, they just got bloody dementia and just lost what planet they were on. They didn't know that they were playing rugby. I think they thought that they were playing bowls and just decided to bloody just, I don't even know what they bloody decided to do, but whatever it is, isn't from this world. And they completely lost their bits at the last 10 minutes of the game. Just wow. Let's go through Newcastle. So 31st minute, Chick. 36th minute, Blamire. 53rd minute, Clark. Stevenson with 2 tries in the 61st and 78th minute, being converted by Conan. So 1, 2, 3. He pretty much converted everything. Oh yes, I forgot to mention. So in terms of conversions, Byrne, he converted 4 of them. Van Rensburg, he converted 2, 74th and 82nd. So yeah, this is a tough one because honestly, before those 10 tries in the last few minutes, I saw Newcastle doing bits. I really saw Newcastle doing bits, and I was so excited to see them watch because I thought, you know what, it is time. They deserve a win here. They deserve a win. They just couldn't come through. Bristol, they are such a good attacking squad. They always manage to find a way to win. And like I say, anybody can beat anybody. But today, Bath put in the work, especially the last 10 minutes. That's when you guys need to be working the hardest. And that is exactly what Bristol did. They put in the work. The last 10 minutes, got 4 tries out of it. And yeah, they really, really, really put Newcastle to the sword. But look, honestly, both teams don't exactly have the best of records. But I'll tell you what, Newcastle need to change things up because if they don't, things are just gonna get worse and worse and worse. I mean, we look at Bristol's last 6. So obviously they just beat Newcastle. They're coming off a loss to Clermont, they lost 33-26. They beat Benetton 35-29. Lost to the Saracens, who just lost 35-26. They lost to Sale 38-0, and then they beat Leicester 54-24. So it's been very much up and down, very, very much up and down. But now we look at Newcastle. Poor Newcastle. I feel for you guys. I really, really do. See Bristol, they just lost. Montpellier, 26-7, loss. Ospreys, 35-15, loss. Harlequins, 38-14, loss. Northampton, 61-0. Like nothing, like like zero, like no points on the board. Nothing. And then Bath, 40-15. It's not going well for Newcastle. It needs to change. It needs to change. So yeah, that was a beautiful game to watch, but I do feel for Newcastle. I really, really do in that aspect. And then we have Bath versus Sale. Bath coming in really strong, really, really strong. And again, brilliant, brilliant game to watch. So let's go through the matches. So Sale tries from Reed on the 18th, Dupria 28th, Carpenter 80th minute. One conversion by Dupria on the 80th, and then two penalties from Dupria on the 23rd and 39th minute. Dupria is showing he is very effective when it comes to his kicking. And then we have Bath with McConaughey. I don't know if it's me just being South African, but whenever I hear McConaughey, it just makes me laugh. It just sounds like something we would say, you know. But yeah, so he got 2 tries, 25th minute and 43rd minute. Ojamo, 54th minute. Carr Smith, 75th minute. And then Russell with 3 conversions and 2 penalties. Bath are doing their bits. They have shown that they are beatable. They have shown that they have flaws. But man, they are hard to beat. They are really, really hard to beat. Some people, they complain about the refs. Some people complain about the conditions. No one to blame but yourselves. No one to blame but yourselves. So let's look at the last 6 for Sale. So obviously they just lost to Bath. They beat Toulon 33-7. They lost to the Stormers 40-0. Again, another South African side. 0-0. Lost to Stormers 40-0. Gloucester 36-20. They beat Bristol 38-0. I'm telling you. They put in a bloody performance, and I can remember watching that game. That was a good game. That was a bloody good game. Moving on. 28-10, they beat Exeter on the 21st of December. Now we look at Bath. So Bath has been very much up and down, and honestly, their losses were understandable. Right? And we're just talking the last 6. The losses were understandable. Right? It's not like they lost up against last place or anything like that. Completely understandable. And maybe you guys might be able to stand with me. So obviously they just beat Sale. They lost to Leinster 47-21. Leinster, who are currently pretty much unbeatable. Clermont, they beat 40-21. They lost to Northampton 35-34. 1 point. 1 point. Very tight. And then they beat the Saracens 68-10, and they beat Newcastle 40-15. So as you can see, Bath are not afraid of scoring. They are very, very far from afraid of being of scoring. And they put in the hard work, and they on the best of days, they're difficult to beat. Right? And they kind of showed it here. Winners find a way to win, and that's exactly what they did. They found a way to win. No matter what, really. So that covers the Gallagher Premiership and kind of what we've gone through this weekend. A lot of brilliant games. I want to know what your guys' favorite game of the weekend is, and who your player of the week is. I will be doing a potential team of the week, team of the weekend video, going through my 1 to 15, who I felt was the best. But yeah, really, really interesting games, really, really fun. And I want to know what you guys think. So as always, like and subscribe. really does help my channel grow. And please put your comments in the comment section below, as I do want to hear from you guys, as I do love having a chat with you. So yeah, have a lovely day and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.